Hello there, Taurus. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly video tarot forecast for the week of September 7th through the 13th. What we have coming up on Monday is we have the Justice card in reverse. For you guys, this feels like a relationship issue is what it feels like for you Tauruses. So Justice card in reverse um, can be a really crazy type of situation, actually. In a relationship situation, when the Justice card comes in reverse, it's kind of like the way that I've seen this manifest before is if there's a relationship where someone is putting in all the effort and then you have the second party that's really putting in minimal effort or no effort, and the person who's putting in all the effort maybe has decided, okay, I've got to walk away because this is not good for me. When the Justice card comes up in reverse, this is kind of saying that things are working out in a way that is not fair in that relationship. So maybe the two people come back together, but it's still the same old, same old. You know, the person that was putting in all the effort was hoping something would be different, and it's not. So that can be a coming together and really everything being the same as it was before. The pattern really is not changing. This can also talk about somebody who's in a relationship that something happens within that relationship. So there's not a breakup, but there's something that happens within that relationship that is just like extraordinarily not fair for the person who's putting in the effort to the relationship. So it really has to do with that person who's been putting in all the effort to the relationship kind of getting the short end of the stick. This is what the Justice card in reverse is talking about. And that person who has been putting in who has not been putting in any energy or effort to making the relationship work is kind of getting sort of getting more of the same. They're still getting all the benefits of being in a relationship without putting in any of the effort of being in a relationship. So I'm not sure which side of that you're on, Taurus, but this definitely is coming in as a relationship situation for the majority of you. In fact, for so many of you, I really don't have a second translation that's hitting me as I look at this card. And there are other translations out there, but nothing is coming to me as, okay, this energy is active here. So I'm going to say that this is a relationship situation, Taurus. Now, on Tuesday, and by the way, that doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. That can be a family relationship or a friendship. So don't just assume just because I say relationship, we're talking romance, please. So Tuesday, Taurus, what we have coming in is we have the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins is a pretty good card. It's a stable card. It's a card that talks about being very diligent about your income on Tuesday. So this is a card that says that you go to work, that you do a good job, that you impress the boss, yada, 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 if you have a job. This is also a card like if you own your own company or own your own business, this talks about you going in and hitting it hard, making sure that income flow is coming on. You're doing what you need to do to make that income just flow right through. So that's a good card. The other way that this card can manifest is also that you can be thinking about how I want to say this. You can be being conscientious of your budget. So in other words, say that you know you have so much budgeted for each separate little thing in life that you know expenses are coming up, and you are just making sure that you're not doing any impulse buying, or you're not splurging, you're not doing anything that's going to trash your budget. You're maintaining your budget really well. So it's being very conscientious about your budget as well. So for a lot of you, it's actually going to come in both ways for you, Taurus. You're going to be very conscientious at work and diligent with what you need to do, and you're also going to be conscientious about your spending and make sure that you're spending in the most appropriate ways for yourself. So that's a nice solid card to have come in on Tuesday. Maybe not the most fun, but nice and solid. Now on Wednesday, what you have coming up is you have the Five of Cups in reverse. Five of Cups in reverse. I'm hearing something I've never heard off of this card before, so this is a little different energy that's coming through for you guys, Taurus. But on Wednesday, you have a situation or you have a relationship, and and there's some kind of surprise that comes up in that situation or relationship, and the surprise is a good one. It's one that just kind of makes you go, oh wow, I didn't know things were that good. So that's a nice card to have come up on Wednesday. Everybody likes good surprises, right? Thursday, you have another good card. You have the Page of Coins. Now, pages are all about messages typically, and so we have a message about coins. We have a message about money here. And with the page being right side up, this is a good message about money. So this is really, when you see this card, this is pretty much a very literal translation most of the time. Now, sometimes it'll mean something different, but most of the time. So you have a good message about money. So that just means that maybe you're going to find out on Thursday that your company wants to start picking up the tab for your cell phone, or that you have an invoice that comes in on Thursday that's much less than what you thought it was going to be, or that somebody else wants to buy you dinner, or anything like that. It's just a good message about money, and it could also apply to material goods. So I shouldn't just say a good message about money, but a good message about money or material goods. So that's a nice card to have come up. You guys have a pretty good week so far. I'm liking it. Monday was kind of the pits, but the rest of it's good. Okay, so Friday, I shouldn't have said anything. This is not that bad. We have the Knight of Cups coming up in reverse. This is just telling me Friday you're going to be feeling a little bit jaded about the kindness or the goodness of humanity. Where the Knight of Cups is somebody that kind of looks through at the world through rose-colored glasses and kind of sees all the good. When he comes in reverse, this is kind of more of a negative version of that. So it's kind of like seeing the world through dark-colored glasses and kind of, anything that happens, seeing the negative in it instead of seeing the good in it. So that's kind of the place that I see you on Friday, where you're just kind of feeling a little bit jaded by the world in general. It seems like there is some kind of specific situation that does happen to you, Taurus, that kind of triggers you into that place. Honestly, I don't feel you staying in that place very long. It doesn't feel like that's the typical mindset for you, and I feel like you managed to snap out of that pretty quickly, which is a good thing. Now Saturday, you have another awesome card. You have the Strength card. This is one of my favorite cards, probably number 2 out of the deck. The Strength card just talks about being in a place on Saturday where you're very accepting of yourself and who you are. And you're not beating yourself up over anything. You're not wishing you were some other way. You're not mad at yourself because you're too fat or you're too skinny or you're too loud or you're too quiet or you don't stand up for yourself or you're too mouthy or whatever. None of that stuff is bothering you on Saturday. On Saturday, you're like, yeah, maybe I am a little bit of a loud mouth. Maybe other people should be more of a loud mouth too, That type of thing where you're just kind of accepting yourself and understanding that, you are exactly who you were created to be and you're in exactly the right place on your journey right now. It's a fantastic card to have come up because it's just an amazing realization to have. So that's a good card for you guys on Saturday. And then Sunday, you have the King of Cups coming up, Taurus. And the King of Cups, I'm feeling like this card, actually. We've had some other court cards, but they all seem to be about you. This card is talking about somebody that you're interacting with on Sunday. It's interesting because it's not the Hierophant, but I am getting kind of an impression that for some of you, this is going to be somebody who's more of a spiritual figure or a spiritual leader for you. So that's kind of interesting, but not for all of you. But I do feel like what's going on with this King of Cups character when they show up in your life on Sunday is that this is a person who's really in touch with their emotions. This is generally going to be a man, although that's not ever written in stone in a general reading. But this is generally, for most of you, this is going to be a man. And this is somebody who is who allows himself to feel his feelings. He doesn't suppress his feelings. He also is somebody who he can verbalize or express his feelings very well, and he can also release his feelings when he needs to and just let them go. What I see going on with you guys on Sunday is I see you guys really having a heart-to-heart talk. At least, for some of you, it's going to be a two-way heart-to-heart talk. For some of you, you're actually going to be hearing about how this person feels, and some of the things that he says are going to be extremely surprising to you. He is going to be showing his true heart to you. I feel like he's going to be letting down guard even more than usual. He's not somebody that really holds back a whole lot on talking about what he feels about different situations going on. But this is a little bit different. This is more deep, intimate feeling type stuff, not stuff that you would just share with somebody at the office or whatever. So I feel like you're going to be hearing more about his deeper, more under the surface feelings that he normally wouldn't share with people generally. So that's Sunday. So Taurus, that is your week. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, for watching, for subscribing, for liking, for sharing. I appreciate all of your support so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you who have had readings with me, thank you. For those of you who will have readings with me, thank you in advance. Everybody have a fantastic week. I will see you back here next time. Peace out.